All right. I think I've done everything correctly. I'm the worst at these, but I think we're live. All right. I know there's like a 30-second delay, so apologies for that right out of the gate. But hey, guys, thanks for joining. I'm Scott, and we are live right now. So I'm just starting to... I guess some introductions about why we're doing this video in the first place. Yeah, so basically what happened is I noticed the other day that the last video we uploaded was our 199th video. And so this stream is our 200th video. There's an asterisk in the title of this stream, though, you might notice, and that is because we only have 200 videos that are live for you guys to view right now. We have made so many different videos that are not live at the moment that I've made either private or unlisted. So actually, let me just try to see. All right, so total videos, we've only made 74 other videos that you guys don't have access to. So 274 total. I guess this will be the 275th. So either way, kinda works out. Either way, yeah, I see the chat. Don't worry about it. I see you guys. Like I said, there's like a 30-second delay, so apologies for that. I wish it was sooner, but oh well. Anyway, so like I was saying, yeah, this will be our 200th video that you guys see. I want to talk about some of these 75 other videos that you guys don't have access to, because those will be fun, a little history of NerdSync type stuff. Nope, you're not late, you're just on time, we just started. And I also want to just kind of look back at some of the best and most interesting, or worst. Let's talk about some of the worst videos that we've made as well, and I'd love to get your guys' opinions on it as well, what you guys think, and even talk about some of the shows. I don't know if you guys, if you're new to NerdSync, like if you are within this year probably, then you probably don't know of all of the things. Like if you were, I want you guys to know, to write in the comments, how many of you guys were here since like 2013? Because I would be super interested, I'm really interested in seeing how many of you guys remember all of the other shows that we used to do before we basically cut it down in 2014-ish, and I said that we were only going to do comic misconceptions, essentially, was what we stopped doing, or was the only thing we kept doing. Everything else we stopped. So I'm not really good at talking and reading the chat at the same time, so apologies for that. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of take a look back at some of the history of these 200 videos, 200 plus videos. And should be fun, should be a little embarrassing for me probably, but we're going to have a good time. So yeah, 2014, a lot of you guys, 2015, you've been following since 1985? What? Like that song by that band? 2014, 2013, nice! Easy E, good job. Kudos for you. Yep, I remember you, Lazar Lilik. I think I had you in a video once. I used one of your comments in a video once. That name sounds familiar. Cool. Fantastic. Found you from Comic Drake, who I found from Matt Pat, so thank you, Matt Pat. Thank you, Matt Pat. You are the man. I don't know if I told you guys this yet, but I recently met with Matt Pat. He did a channel evaluation on NerdSync and told me all the stuff that I was doing wrong, which is always great. But yeah, so hopefully we're changing things up, trying to get some more people to watch some NerdSync stuff. Could you guys name in the comments another show that NerdSync used to do that we no longer do? This is not things like tie-ins or whatever, because we still do those. Every time tie-ins doesn't happen week by week, people go, where are the tie-ins? They're gone. And then whenever I post one, they're like, they're back. I'm like, they didn't go anywhere, guys. They're just on a different schedule than they used to be. But yeah, so if you guys think of any other shows that we used to do, back when NerdSync was not strictly comic books. We were just all around nerd stuff, which is why the nerd is, which is why the name is NerdSync. It was supposed to be lots of different nerdy things, all around in the one channel, kind of a thing. But that didn't really work out. So, anyway, constructive criticism is awesome. Yeah, definitely. It was seriously, when I was talking with him, it was incredibly helpful. It opened my eyes to a lot of the things that I was doing wrong, and not just that I was doing it wrong, but how I could be doing it better, and it was, super great. Frame by frame, Isaac TV, good job. Not frame by frame, that's film theory, but it's close to that. It's behind the frame is what it used to be called. Yeah, the professor said, the prop building show. Yep, there it is. You got it. You said it eventually. Yeah. Behind the frame, that's a fun one. If you guys don't know, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post a couple links in the chat so that you guys can check out some of our old videos. Does that sound okay to everybody? So that you guys can kind of see some of the old history of NerdSync, and it's going to only be visible through the chat. I have to make everything unlisted instead of private, but you guys can kind of save it for later. Yeah. Or maybe I'll just put it in the description or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we used to do Behind the Frame. This is our prop building / VFX tutorial show. If you guys don't know, I went to college for filmmaking. I was set on being visual effects person. I love doing, special effects, lens flares, and explosions, and all sorts of awesome, cool things. And that's what I went to school for. And so I started a series called Behind the Frame, which was essentially how to do stuff in After Effects, how to do tutorials, VFX stuff in After Effects. And it was pretty fun. And then that happened every other week. And then in between, we had a different segment on Behind the Frame, which was where my friend Josh, who is a super talented prop builder and just all-around handyman type person, he would go and build these amazing props from comics and movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So the first one he did, he was making some armor. And then he made, let's see if I can just go back in time here. Oh, he made Ramona Flower's hammer from Scott Pilgrim, the movie, and it looks spectacular. It's almost a 20-minute long video because the process is so intensive, but it turned out fantastic. Seriously, one of the coolest things. He also made the command key from Man of Steel, the little piece of thing with the S in it. That also looks really awesome. You know what? I'll post all this stuff. Someone remind me on Twitter, and I'll post all this stuff in the description after this is over. That way you guys can watch it. So, yeah. And if you're watching this later, after it's live, then you can just go in the description right now and watch it. So, yeah, anyway, that's, oh, it's not an Apple Watch, it's a Pebble. But, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was basically like Indie Mogul. We were very heavily inspired by Indie Mogul and Film Riot as ways to, do things, to make videos, not just in the kind of content, but also the style as well. We basically just blatantly ripped off everybody. They still look good to me, video-wise. I think they still hold up. But yeah, it was a ton of fun, and I really do miss doing that because I used to be super into VFX stuff, and now I just don't have the time anymore. And I feel like all the knowledge that I have is slipping away from me, and I wish I could spend more hours just doing it. But yeah, so that's what we did. That was, I think, the first show that we did on the channel, period, was Behind the Frame. It was really cool. And then we also do any of you guys remember a little show called Renegade? This one is kind of interesting if you guys remember it. I'll give you some time. Oh, I forgot to tweet out that we're live. Oh, gonna tweet it out. Yeah, a bit too early. Yeah. Alright, anyway, do you guys remember Renegade at all? If not, then you're not alone. So basically, Renegade, you guys are familiar with red versus blue, right? The Halo machinima. Renegade was our attempt at that. My friend Nick wrote up a script, and he's a huge Rooster Teeth fan, so he wanted to do his own type of Halo machinima series, and so that's what we did. We went and did it. I did a little bit of voice acting for it. We had a lot of our friends from college do some voice acting for it. We only made, as far as I can tell, one actual video of it. It was supposed to be a series. We never got around to it, but we made one actual video. And then we made a couple filler things. Like we made one, like a Father's Day special and a Halloween special and just one video. Bryce is in it. He plays a character. So yeah, it was really fun. And we never actually got around to finishing the series. We did the one episode and that was it. But we hyped it up a lot. And I really enjoyed it. I wish I could do voice acting more often, is what that's something that I wish I could, I really had a lot of fun with it, and I just love doing it. So I've had a couple opportunities to do voice acting stuff for friends, but they've mostly fallen through. So, yeah. It was a lot of fun, though. So again, this goes to, none of the videos I'm talking about are deleted. They're just all either privated or unlisted, and I'll put them in the description, after this is over, if someone reminds me. So, but yeah, that was something that again shows how much of a variety channel NerdSync was at the time. We were doing things from, VFX and prop building tutorials to a machinima in Halo. We were still doing comic misconceptions. That was the second show that got launched. Yeah, some people are saying that they're only hearing it from the left channel. I can try to fix that. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can go into my settings. I'm going to try to fix some audio stuff really quickly, guys. It's going to be... This might be loud. All right. Is this any better? Did this fix it at all? Should turn my phone off. How long is it going to be? As long as it's going to be, probably an hour or so. Hopefully this is better. Yeah, we'll talk about Kitchen Sink. We'll talk about that show. That was a fun one. That I genuinely wish we were still doing it. It's super fun. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better. I can't promise that it is, though. It might not have changed anything. You have both channels? I probably should do, not to mix, but to there. That's to the control room. It's going to make it quieter. Now it should be a bit louder. I don't know. Hopefully this is something. All right. Sounds high-pitched now. Squeaky, static, much worse. All right, I'm sorry. I tried changing it on the fly and nothing's happening. All right. There's a delay, so hopefully I'm trying to change it back. Apologies, guys. I'm the worst at these live stream things. Is it better now? It looks like it's better now, everyone. All right, cool. Sorry about that. Whew. Oh, boy. Yeah, still speech pops. That's probably because I turned my volume up really loud. All right. Is it still bad? All right, then. I'll just change it back to how it was before. Sorry, left channel people. All right, we're doing built-in input. All right. Whoa. Loud. Very loud. Okay, that should be just the same as it was before. Okay. We should be good now. I'm just watching in the chat. Oh boy. I'm just waiting, everyone. All right. Hopefully we should be good. I changed it back to how it was before. Should be fine. Okay. Now that that distraction was out of the way, hopefully, let's talk about some other shows that we used to do. So we used to do another show called, we used to do another show called Kitchen Sink. This one was fun. Basically what this one was about is my friend Nick would take a kind of a nerdy food thing, and he would try to make it and also explain the science behind it. So we only made one episode, yet again. It was Aunt May's Wheatcakes from Spider-Man, and there's an actual recipe to it in a copy of Untold Tales of Spider-Man, and he made it, and he also explained a little bit of the science behind some of the cooking process and how it works. And I love that show so much, and I really wish we could do more of it. It was tons of fun. So that's what we did. That's another show that we did. That was pretty, again, showing how versatile the channel was way back in the day. I'm gonna go to the chat here for a second and answer some questions before we continue going on. All right, good. So you guys remember Kitchen Sink? I have played some of the Lego games, Mr. Logic. I haven't beaten any of them, but I have played a few levels of some of them. So, yeah. Who did captions for you? For what? Like all the stuff we do now currently? I put captions for all the videos we put out, and I use rev.com, rev.com. It's a site that does it's like $1 per minute, which is like the cheapest rate I can find without resorting to like an online sweatshop type scenario where you pay people like pennies per work hour, which is not okay for me. So, but yeah, that was pretty fun. Why did I say it's pretty fun? That's just like my go-to thing. It wasn't fun at all. They're just captions. They're not fun, but they're nice to have. Is it all a dream, Scott? Yes, Orem. It is a dream. All of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 3, 4? What are we on right now? That's all a dream. What's the one video you wish you could do, but you don't think you'll ever get the chance? That's a great question. The one video I'd like to do, but I don't think I'll ever get the chance. Let me pull up my list because there might be something in here. One thing that I always say, I get a ton of emails from people who ask me to do something about representation in media, which is something that means a lot to me, but I just don't think that I am the right person to deliver that message necessarily, because I don't think I have the perspective to I don't know, maybe that's, I tried a little bit of it. I tried to test the waters a little bit on the Miss Marvel video we did a while ago, but we'll see. That's something that I really want to do. I just want to have, hopefully, it be a collaboration with me and other people who could maybe speak more authoritatively on the subject than I could. So that's probably the one I would say is the one I would like to do, but I probably... hey, Sammy's here! What's going on? Yeah, that's a fantastic question. Thank you for asking that. All right. Let's see. Other questions from the comments. Which Doctor from Doctor Who is your favorite? I'm really digging Capaldi right now. He is fantastic. Although I will say I love the 8th Doctor for some reason. He's great. But Capaldi is slowly becoming my favorite. Yeah. That was from Edward Hammond, I think. So, Yeah. What will you do for 2,000 subs or 200,000 subs? Yeah, I don't know. I'm terrible at planning these things, so maybe nothing. Maybe like a quick video saying thanks, but I don't think I'll have anything fancy or special unless you guys can think of something. If someone out there is an animator and they want to like animate some of the best moments of like the NerdSync podcast, that'd be really fun to do. James Bond NerdSync. We did a James Bond live stream. Back in the day, we used to do live streams as well, during hiatuses. And one of the ones we did was a James Bond live stream where my friend Cameron basically brought up the idea that like in every, there's one actor, and I can't remember which actor he was talking about, but every movie that one actor played James Bond in, there's always a boat chase. And it's I don't know. It was really weird. But anyway. Green Arrow's chili. Oh, that's a good one for kitchen sink. Yeah. Are you going to bring the sync back to NerdSync with different hosts? I think we've already started doing that, right? We got Joel doing Super Suits. We've got DK doing Alter Ego. So, yeah, it looks like NerdSync is finally nerds syncing, I guess. Yeah. Kevin's an animator, but it would take him forever. Yeah. Yeah, animation takes forever. That's actually that's the other thing that I want to include. Like if DK asked me a while back if I could add one more thing, if I could add like one more level to NerdSync production-wise, what would it be? And I said I would love to add some animated sequences into comic misconceptions. When it's hard for me to find pictures to explain what I'm talking about, I would love to have someone do some sort of quick, rough animation that would hopefully help drive the point home, which I think would be cool. So, oh, also, one second. Copy link address. I'm gonna make some mods here because I always forget to do that. There's that. Cool. Thanks, guys. Have I seen the new Bond movie? No, I really don't even remember any of the Daniel. I think I've seen some of the Daniel Craig ones, but I don't remember them. They don't stick out to me necessarily. So, favorite indie comic, like of all time, or like of this moment? Because of all time, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Mark Millar stuff. But Scott Pilgrim is really great. At the moment, I'm really liking. I'm reading some Bloodshot stuff, or not Bloodshot. Well, I am reading Bloodshot, but I'm reading Valiant, a lot more Valiant, which is also super good. So, yeah. Anyway, but I guess the one that sticks out to me the most right now is one called We Stand on Guard, which is one I've been promoting a lot, even though I'm not completely caught up with it. But I've read the first 3 issues, and I think it's really fantastic. Favorite figure in the background? Man, I gotta go with... It used to be Coulson, but then I got Jane Foster Thor. And I'm really liking that pop figure a lot. So that's probably going to be my answer. There's also a Moon Knight back there, but it's usually cut off in the background, so you can't usually see it. But, yeah, let's... How do you collaborate with people? Can they team up with other YouTubers? I don't understand the question necessarily. But yeah, anyway. Hey, chat, pro tip. If you repeat your question over and over again, Scott's probably not going to answer it. Hey, good job. If you do it over and over again, probably not. If you do it every few minutes, because there are chances where I'm not looking at it, then, you know, whatever. But, anyway, let's talk about some more shows that we used to do, and then I'll get back to the chat in a second. So yeah, we used to do the NerdSync live streams that I talked about. We talked a little bit in there. We did a short-lived show about gaming, let's play show called The Nerds Play, which to this day is my favorite bumper I've ever made. It looks gorgeous. It still holds up to me. The show itself does not hold up that much. It involved, because I'm not a gamer, you guys. You guys know this, right? So, it involved my friend Nick, and P-Dubs was his name, other name, person, 2 people. And they would have the show called The Nerds Play, and I would be on it sometimes playing games, and I was just the worst at it. I was always so bad at it, and I think that was part of the fun, was making fun of how bad I was at playing games. We also did a kind of spin-off show called The Nerds Play Minecraft, where it was specifically Minecraft. This was back in the day, guys. This is when Minecraft was pretty big. I don't even know if it still is, but yeah, that's what we used to do, and yeah, it was okay. I think that we were just trying to cash in on a lot of the video game stuff that was going on. So not a ton of people watched it. Let me actually see. Let me give you some view counts from some of our videos. So the first Nerds Play we made has 217 views, and then as we continue forward, they have things like 48 views. So yeah, that should give you a little clue as to what happened with that series. Yeah. I haven't shared the bumper on Twitter. Like I said, guys, if you're just joining, I will put all of the links to all these videos in the description below, so you can check out some of the old archive of NerdSync stuff. That'll be after this live stream is over, so just someone remind me on Twitter to do that, and I will do that. We also used to make short films. Did you guys know this? We used to make every now and again we'd make a short film about just something that we like. The most I guess the most notable one is probably a Scarecrow, a Batman villain Scarecrow short film called Fear that I did. I haven't watched it in a really long time. I'm assuming it absolutely does not hold up. That was before I started doing. That's before I really knew what I was doing, especially with color correction and color grading and stuff. So it probably looks brighter than it should. So it probably takes the suspense out of it because it doesn't look dark and scary. But, oh well. Yeah, that was fun. We didn't do too many of those. We only did a few. Let's see what else. I'm just going through the list of videos that we have, and I'm just trying to see here. Yeah, we got Minecraft, more Minecraft stuff. We really hit that Minecraft hard when we were doing this. Oh, here's a show that we only did 2 episodes of, and I liked the concept of it, but it just didn't perform very well. Yeah, Orem, we'll talk about that after this. I promise, but that's a good point. Yeah, so this is a video we did 2 episodes, a series we did 2 episodes of, and it was called Sync Tank. It was kind of like Think Tank, but it was Sync Tank, because NerdSync. And basically what we did is we got all of the people who were involved with NerdSync. So this was myself, Bryce, Chris, Nick, and I can't remember if Josh was around at the time we were doing this, but we got a few other people. And we would just pick one question, right? So we would do something like, is Batman a superhero? And then we would take that question and have all of our different answers, kind of interview style, where we would just set up a camera, each of us on our own, and just film our responses, then I'd intercut them together. So it's kind of like a big collaborative project answering one specific question. And I thought that's a really, really cool idea, and I wish I could continue to do that, but we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. I really like the idea of just kind of getting everyone together to ask their opinions about something in a really short, snappy manner. And, yeah, I dig it. It's good stuff. Orem brought up something interesting, which is that Dylan, I keep calling you Orem. I'm so sorry, man. Dylan brought up something interesting, which is this, the first video ever on the channel was called Real Life Iron Man. And it was something that my friends and I filmed, myself, Josh, and I think Cody was also there. And what we did was Josh, again, being the prop builder guy that he is, created this kind of Iron Man-esque fireworks launcher that you could strap on your arm. And then I wore an Iron Man helmet. And then we basically just launched fireworks. I launched fireworks off of my arm and shot them into the sky, which was terrifying because a few years earlier, I had done the same thing, but Josh didn't build like a full arm thing for it, so it was just on my hand. And so what happens when you light fireworks? They shoot off the sparks onto your arm, and I got burned pretty bad after that. I didn't get burned really bad, but there were a few spots where I was like, it was a bit tender for a few days. But yeah, no, that was just ridiculous, the kind of stupid things that we used to do, so that's fun. Oh, also the second video is a short film called First Person Shooter, which was, again, showing off some of my visual effects skills. I basically shot it at my college, and it was like a video game simulation type thing where people would go and shoot each other, but we couldn't have guns at college, so we just had not even prop guns really. So we had to just have everyone do finger guns, and then I would make from the finger guns have the muzzle flashes and stuff like that. And so all of the weapons were imaginary. But we took it so seriously. People got stabbed with invisible knives and exploded from invisible grenades. It was, a ton of fun. So, but yeah, fantastic. Let's get back to I'll get back to the chat here, and then we'll answer some more questions, and then we can continue on with some more stuff. The Thor hammer video was the first thing you ever saw, like the short film, the Thor hammer thing that we saw, because that had Bryce being hit in the chest by Thor's hammer. That one also, again, a short film that I thought turned out pretty good. Or was it the Comic Misconceptions Thor's hammer one? I don't know. What college did I go to? That is a question I will never answer. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire? I think Andrew Garfield's the better Spider-Man. I don't think any of them have nailed Peter Parker yet, though. Have done a really good job portraying Peter Parker. So I don't know. Oh yeah, the elevator. Yeah, I think it's fun. Flashpoint, that old show. Yeah, the old show that had one episode a few months ago, and that was basically it. Oh well. Number one geek moment in your travels? Probably when I met Mark Ruffalo at VidCon. That was nuts. I definitely screwed up the interaction, but it's okay. I'm positive he forgot about me. So if I ever see him again for some reason, I'll try to do better. It was a learning experience because basically what happened is he just appeared out of nowhere, and then so then everyone was going up to him and shaking his hand and taking pictures. And I was the kind of person where I'm like, you know what? I want to take my picture with him and then get out of there. I don't want to bother him at all. And that made for the most awkward exchange because it basically entailed me going, hey, thanks, and then walked out of there. So, yeah, probably probably could do better. And I actually learned next time. Sammy says, if you were an action figure, what would your accessory be? That's a fantastic question. I would say, man, I love Rubik's Cubes a lot, so maybe a Rubik's Cube, maybe a bow tie, if you can count that as an action, or an accessory rather. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good question. What would you guys assign me as my accessory? Trying to look back there. Maybe I have no idea. That's a fantastic question. I want everyone to answer this question. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's see other ones. Other questions in here. Have you talked to Mr. Sunday? All the time. He's been on the podcast twice. We've just randomly Skyped each other before to help with, YouTube stuff and video stuff. He's like one of the coolest people I've ever met through the internet. He is such a cool guy. So if you guys ever get a chance to, everyone just go subscribe to his channel right now. He doesn't need more, I assume, but yeah, just go over there. He's fantastic. Yeah. What would my catchphrase be? I don't know. I don't have a catchphrase. I've always wanted a catchphrase. Because then I could just say it at the end of videos, like a lot of people do, but I don't do that. I don't know. Finger pistols. Bow tie that turns into a propeller. Nice. Would be a subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud. Oh, that's fantastic. Would you rather marry Mr. Sunday or Bandit Incorporated? Oh, man. Oh, man, that's a tough one. Probably Mr. Sunday. I'm sorry. That's who it would be. Scott, there's no sound. Upload it when you're done. There's sound, but apparently it's only coming from the left. You can't hear me anyway. Why am I even telling you? Scott, out. Mic drop. Like, I have a mic that I'm just holding and I don't actually use the whole time, and then I just mic drop at the end of the thing. A NerdSync theory. Yeah, don't forget to sub to Aurum. Yeah, go do that. Good stuff. Sub to... Everyone just sub to everyone in the chat, because sub for sub always works. 100% of the time. Trust me. Did you have a name for your superhero alter ego? That's a good question. So if I was a superhero, what would my name be? I think probably Cyberknight. Cyberknight. That's a podcast reference if you guys listen to one of the latest episodes. Gotta be the Cyberknight. Yeah, apparently sound is only coming from the left channel. I'm sorry, I don't know why. It's probably my cable that I'm using. It's probably mono instead of stereo. I'll probably buy a new one next time, so. Yeah, my catchphrase is probably that big sexy subscribe button. Will I be at VidCon next year? Probably. I haven't bought tickets yet. I'm trying to see if Bryce and Chris want to go again, and I'll buy all of our tickets together, but I'm definitely going 100%. It was some of the most fun I've ever had, ever, and I hope to meet more of you guys next year. That was really fun. Do I get recognized at conventions? Only like 2 or 3 times. But it's always fun. Only one person, I've gotten a lot of people who wanted to take pictures with me, which is always super flattering, but only one person in the world has ever asked me to sign something. And that one, I'm destined to make that the only thing that I ever sign, ever. That person will have my only signature, and that's it. So if you come up to me asking for a signature for some reason, I think selfies have overtaken signatures though. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. But I just think it's interesting to be like that guy has the one and only thing that I've signed. But yeah, it doesn't happen often, but it's always flattering when it does. Who's your favorite non-comic book YouTube channel? Idea Channel. It's fantastic. I was able to meet Mike Rugnetta at VidCon. Guys, if you're not watching Idea Channel, you should be. It's critical thinking at its finest. It's good stuff. Someone asked you if you worked for NerdSync. I don't think I'm internet famous. Drake told me this word that I like, this term. I'm not sure if he invented it or if he got it from somewhere, but it's fame-ish. I kind of like that. It's like, it's not famous. I don't think I'm famous at all. But some people know who I am, so fame-ish? Yeah, I kind of like that. So, where are those prints? Good question. Guys, Craig from Destructive Pixels is a very talented photographer, and I was able to buy a couple of his prints off of him. I put them back away so they're still in here. Apologies, but maybe I can get them out really quickly, or at least get one of them out really quickly to show you. I'm going to be putting these up somewhere in my house, but here is one of them. I don't know how well you can see that. Very beautiful stuff. I had to put it away for now because my dog started eating at the packaging, and I didn't want him to, or her to touch the actual print itself. I'll fix this later. But yeah, that is Destructive Pixels. Go watch him at his channel. Go subscribe to Craig. Craig, have I not made you a mod? You should be a mod in here. Just because it gives you a little bit of power, even though you don't need it. So yeah. Yeah, it is very, very pretty. I love that picture a lot. Could you ever do a video with MatPat? Could I? I don't know. Would I? Absolutely. 100%. Edwin. I said it. What is... Oh, yeah. Here, let's get into this. That's a good question. 1 second. Adding a few more mods for literally no reason. You guys are behaving quite nicely, but I just feel like it's fun to add people. Anyway, somebody asked me a good question. All right, Inspire with Maggie 12 asks, what's my favorite past video? And this is something that I want to propose to you guys as well. Do you have a favorite past video? Could be comic misconceptions. Could be anything. If you like the alter ego, if you like super suits, if you like any of our other videos that we no longer do, then yeah, it'd be fun to learn about, to know what you guys think about some of our stuff. I don't know if I have one. I don't know if I have a favorite. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think. If I had to pick here, let me just go through my list of things, and I'm gonna try to pick one of my favorites. The Doctor Doom's face. What does Doctor Doom's face look like? That's probably sticks out in my mind because that's the point in the show where I think I really started. That's the point in NerdSync history where I started to focus on a lot of the science-ish stuff behind it all in the history and everything. So that's a good one. Canon. What is canon? Alter ego. My favorite NerdSync video is all of them. Aw, that's so nice. No, you know what one I really feel like is one of my favorites? It's the one that got barely any views, and that's usually how it is. It's the one about what is comics? Like, how do you define comics? And I feel like that's one of my favorite videos because it's a question that I feel like nobody else would ask. And I think that was just a lot of fun to... It was number one, a lot of fun to research because a lot of the research stuff was in a foreign language. So I had to find translations and stuff for that. And some of the translations were a bit rocky. But it was just super interesting because it even opened my mind to like, well, I don't even know what comics are, or comics is would be the correct way to say that, which is weird, I know, but it's technically correct. The Mopey episode was the best. Of course you would say that, Mopey. But which one? I had two of them, I think. I had the Stan Lee one and the first one about Flash. All the ones where I make fun of weird characters, those are pretty old ones, I think. The most recent alter ego, DK did a great job. I agree. Man, I love that man. If you haven't seen his most recent video, too, you should subscribe to DK's personal channel. He made a video about Star Wars, and he proposes this theory that Luke Skywalker in the newest Star Wars movie is not Kylo Ren, but rather Kylo Ren's master, and he has some fun stuff behind it. So, yeah. What is canon? A lot of you guys like the canon one. That's good to hear. That was entirely Ricky's idea. So it's good to hear that you guys like that one. I love working with Ricky. He's the best. Time Paradox one. That's a fantastic one too. That one I actually had to take a big whiteboard, and like draw out all of the different things because I was like, this is so confusing. Time travel. I don't understand it. Yeah. Will you ever make your own comics? I hope so. I hope so in the future. I think that's probably the next logical step for NerdSync is to start making our own comics. What I want to do is not necessarily write a story-based comic, but rather just make I like learning, so I want to make an educational book that's presented in a comic format, which I think would be really fun to do. I know Chris from the podcast, he's writing his own actual superhero comic book, which is, your more traditional style of it, which is the idea that he has is so good and it's so funny, and I really want it to be made. But yeah, Howard the Duck one's your favorite. That's good. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. I liked Who Was Better, Batman or Superman. I haven't even gone into the comments of that video at all. Because we posted that when I was in Texas. So I was on a kind of a mini vacation, and we had like 2,000 comments after like the first day, and I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna bother. So, oh well. I don't even know if it's 2,000 comments. That seems high. I don't know how many comments there actually are in that video, but probably a lot, I assume. Let me see how many there are currently. No, there are not 2,000 comments. There are 1,500 comments, but we got a lot of comments in the first day. And I was like, you know what? Pass. Philosophy and Friends, that's a good one. Yeah. Cool. Here's a fun question, though. What do you guys think is your least favorite video? And it's okay. I can take it. You know, I'm a big boy, I think. That's what they tell me. So, yeah, I'd love to know that because now we're getting into the constructive criticism part. Is it the topic or is it just the way I presented stuff? Because I know that back in the early days of NerdSync, I was a terrible host. I talked like a combination. My cadence of speech was similar to that of an amalgamation of William Shatner and Hank Green, is what I like to say. It was the combination of those two. And so, yeah, that was... Ugh, I cannot watch those videos without cringing. Future video ideas. That's a good question. I might talk about that. Do you still have the NerdSync business cards? I have like so many of them. I'm just going to hand them out to random people. I have a lot. The Star Fox one? Yeah. No, I would agree with that. That was a weird one. That was also during the time when I was in college, so I couldn't make the videos as good as I wanted them to. So, let's see. I felt like a lot of people would hate headcanon. Headcanon, I've always said this, headcanon is the most NerdSync show that NerdSync makes. I think it's the show that encapsulates the entirety of what the channel is about. So, yeah. But I understand the production value on those is lower, but the content's still there, I think. So, really, is Batman a real knight? That's a couple people's least favorite ones. I thought that was really interesting. Oh well. The Hell's Angel one, sure. I thought that was a fun story to tell. The hiatus announcement was your least favorite video. Good answer. Good answer. Oh, man. Yeah, I know the Star Fox one. For sure, that was a weird one. That was probably the weirdest video that I ever made, I think, if I had to say so. Yeah, that was... I want to kind of take that one. I have a policy where I don't make that stuff like private or delete it or anything like that, because I kind of want it on the internet where it's like, you know what? This is a part of the history. You're able to watch it. But yeah. that was such a weird one. Cool. So, you describe all your videos as Will Shatner and Hank Green. I've noticed all your videos have an Idea Channel vibe to it. Yeah, I'm very heavily inspired by Idea Channel, for sure. You love the one about Deadpool speech bubbles? That's good to hear. You like the early vids more than the new ones? Really? I hate the old one. I mean, I have a 1-month buffer. That I always say that I have a 1-month buffer where any video I make if I make a video, 1 month later, I hate that video because I only like videos that I've made within the last month. Because I have this philosophy where I try to make every video as better than the last one I made, and I personally feel like we've been doing that, at least in my personal opinion. I think And again, you know, the whole thing about YouTube channels is you have to make the videos that you yourself want to watch. So in terms of me as a person who would watch this kind of stuff, I think we're really going strong with these. But, you know, I get it. Can't please everyone. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight because of that comment. No. Yeah, how Daredevil sees is really cool. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites, for sure. That one took like 2 weeks of just straight research, and I had a script that was like 12 minutes long or something like that, and I had to cut it down. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Daredevil TMNT, that was a good one. Yeah. The Origin of Kryptonite, also a good one. Multiple Intelligence Headcanon. I thought that was interesting. That's one that's been on my list for like since the beginning of the year. I wanted to do somehow, and then I was like, you know what, let's just throw it up in a headcanon. And yeah, it's pretty fun. So fantastic. Well, we're almost at the end of the time. We got a few more minutes. So let's just answer a few more questions if you guys got them, and then we will yeah. After that we'll just we'll end it, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to say thanks for joining us through 200 plus videos on the NerdSync channel, and here's to 200 more at least. So there you go. The emojis as comic was a hard one to get behind. I got the concept, but it doesn't feel like a NerdSync video. Yeah, that was also during the hiatus move thing. I still think it's an interesting... I wanted to talk about the bliss symbols, because I thought that was fascinating. So, yeah, maybe I could have worked that one into a different thing. Am I excited about Jessica Jones? Absolutely, I'm excited. I have watched the trailer to Jessica Jones approximately 400 times. It looks amazing. Do I speak French? No. That's French for no. Let's see. Whatever the one where you talked about the future civilizations coming across symbols, that could be possible. Yeah, that was the emoji one. Again, I thought that was pretty interesting for the idea of whether or not comics could last 1,000 years, or if comics could be the medium that could allow us to transmit information 10,000 years into the future. And I thought, that's a cool idea. I just apparently didn't really execute it correctly. So, yeah. I feel the same thing about Yeah. Let's see. Other questions? We got a few more minutes. NerdSync video, TV continuity versus comic. We kind of already did a canon video that kind of roughly tackles some of the same ideas. Do you prefer doing... I assume that's supposed to be green screen. I actually don't miss the green screen at all. If you guys are unfamiliar, basically almost the entirety of last year and the beginning of this year, we did nothing but we did a green screen set, and I don't miss it even a little bit. I like having a physical set. It's less work in post. I don't have to get the lighting just right for a good key. It's just so much simpler to just stand in front of a real set, and yeah, it's great. Are there any videos you didn't like researching but thought you would? Absolutely. There are so many videos where I thought this is going to be an interesting topic, and I schedule it, and then as I'm researching it, I'm like, man, this is not good at all. There's one about Alan Scott and how Alan Scott kind of fits into the continuity of the Green Lantern universe, and that is such a complicated one to me that it was one of the very first, like 2013 videos that I ever tried to do, and I just could not wrap my mind around it. It wasn't very good. There's also a few other ones that I've just been pushing back because I'm like, I want to do this eventually, but it's just not going to work. Which is a couple ideas about what is a superhero, or rather, is Batman a superhero? and I was going to try to make an argument for that, but I feel like it's so played out that I'm just like, pass. I don't want to do it. So, yeah. There's a lot of them, and I can't remember a lot of them because I just delete them straight out. So, yeah. Next one. Let's see. Why are there almost no indie comics in NerdSync? So I addressed this in a previous live stream. It's our FAQ live stream because it's a very frequently asked question that I get. I'll answer it very briefly here, and it's that there are indie comic videos. It's not that there are none of them. I've done them before. They don't perform nearly as well. And it's not just because of that. It's also because I like to present ideas, right? I like to present interesting ideas like, could Batman be a real knight? Or, could Superman's new power change the status quo of comics? And it's so much easier to present these ideas if you have a character that people already know, that a majority of people already are aware of. Because then I don't have to spend, the first 3 minutes of a video going, so this is who this character is, and this is why this thing matters. And now let me actually get to the meat of the video. So it's a shorthand that allows me to say, okay, here's a character that you guys are very familiar with. Let's get right into the topic of the video. And we've started to do some more indie-ish stuff, and we're going to continue to do it. I have a video lined up in a few weeks about a character that's neither Marvel or DC. And yeah, I mean, we have nothing against it. It's just simpler. It's simpler, and it's just. I've discussed this before. And there's plenty. I think there's plenty of material to work with indie comics, but there's not a ton that will get people to, want to actually watch it. And so I guess if the whole point is to convey information or to present an idea, I want to make sure that the most people are paying attention as possible. And I think that's easier if you have, if you use it with Spider-Man or Batman or something like that, because that's going to make people more interested in it. Let's do one more question. Let's do a really, really good question. Here's a quick one. Am I excited for Doctor Strange? Absolutely. It looks fantastic. We've only seen a little bit of like the teaser or like the shots of them filming so far, but it looks cool. He's one of my favorite characters. Super excited for it. If it goes well, it's going to be one of my favorite MCU films of all time. He's a fantastic character. Yeah. Here's a good question. Mohammed says, what's the hardest video that I've done? Craig, that's a great question too. All right, so Craig asked a similar question, which is, what's the most rewarding research that I've learned a lot from? So the hardest video, these are the last two I'll answer. The hardest video that I've ever done, I think, has to be the Daredevil video about whether or not Daredevil can see. I spent 2 weeks researching that, and it was so complicated, but so interesting. And I think maybe that these even go hand in hand, where I feel like I learned so much. No, you know what? All right, the most complicated was definitely Daredevil, but the most rewarding, the one that has kind of impacted the way that I think more than anything, has got to be the Batman one about, does Batman even remember the death of his parents? Because I really got to dive into how memory works, and to this day, because of that video, I don't trust anything I remember. I think if someone says, like, if I say, like, no, I told you to do this, and like, no, you didn't, I'm like, oh, I guess I probably didn't. Because, like, it doesn't matter if I remember it. Memory is it's just crowded with fiction. So, yeah. Those are great questions. Hardest video, definitely Daredevil. Most rewarding video, definitely the Batman, if he remembers the death of his parents, because that has changed the way that I think about memory, and has changed the way that I act in my own personal life, because I can't trust anything that I remember now. All right, guys, that'll be it. We went a little over, but hey, I think we started a bit late as well, so we're probably at just about an hour now. So thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you guys next time. We're going to try to do one of these live streams every single month. in some capacity, probably Sundays around this time. I don't know when, but yeah. If you guys like these, let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching later, or just on Twitter, and let me know that you had a good time live streaming. If you have any future ideas for a live stream, that's going to be the hardest part, is coming up with ideas for these. But yeah. And after that, I guess that's it. I'm once again, I can't talk while I'm looking at the chat. So anyway, that's it, guys. Scott out. That's my sign off. Let me try it again so I can actually hit stop streaming. Scott